Welcome and hello. This is Transparency Talk, and I'm Christina. Today's guest is Kelley, an accomplished attorney and the owner of True Kitchen and Cocktail. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Kevin, please. Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. Really good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for your time. I know your schedule is quite busy. I'm honored to be here. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
We're going to have a candid conversation.
All right.
Get a little bit in your personal life, but not too intrusive.
Okay.
Where are you from?
From Dallas, all over the Metroplex. So I went to elementary school in Dallas, junior high in Richardson, high school in Garland, college in Oak Cliff, and then went to college in Oak Cliff, and then went to law school at the University of Houston.
So where in Oak Cliff did you attend college?
Paul Quinn.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a Paul Quinn graduate.
Interesting. So do you feel that your story is a rarity coming from Oak Cliff College, which is our Oak Cliff HBCU, to own a business?
Not really. There's a lot of successful people that have come from Paul Quinn. You got a fantastic president there, Mike Sorrell, who's doing a good job of creating entrepreneurs. So I don't think my story is an anomaly. I'm just one of a bunch of people from Paul Quinn who are doing great things.
Why did you choose law?
I like to argue.
Really?
Nah, in short, I like to argue, but I like to help people too. And the law was a way for me to be able to be educated, but to also help my community to give back. My specialty is wrongful death cases, so I help families across the country when they lose loved ones in accidents. So, it's been a great thing for me. I'm able to travel across the country, build great relationships with other attorneys who may not specialize in my area, and it's always an honor to receive those calls and be able to help those families out.
Interesting. You mentioned travel all over the world.
Right.
Give me 3 of your favorite travel locations or places.
Man, that's a good question. My favorite travel location is Paris. I lived in Paris for a year, about 3 years ago. And so I would work for 10 days a month in America, and the other 20 days a month I would spend in Paris. And that was probably the best experience for me. Beyond Paris, I love Dubai a lot. And other than Dubai, I love Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is a special place for me. I go every year for Carnival. Love it a lot.
Do you speak a different language other than English?
I do.
And which is that?
Spanish.
So you're fluent, formal Spanish?
I wouldn't say fluent. I'm better than average. Whenever I'm with my boys and somebody has to speak Spanish and it's me, these guys are impressed. Not that they're the standard, but I lived in Spain for 3 years also. And so during that same 4 to 5 year stretch, I lived in Spain for about 20 days a month, and 10 days a month I'd be in America working. So I picked up Spanish over that time frame.
So even in your travels and staying in other countries, the majority of that time was work. What do you like to do for fun?
Probably my kids, my sons. I've got a 15-year-old son and a 14-year-old son. I enjoy spending time with them. Both of them play soccer. The oldest one plays for the USA national team. The 14-year-old was on his way for the USA national team too until COVID interrupted the camp that he was called to. So that's a really big thing for me. They're both ranked in the top 50 in the country for players, and so we spend a lot of time together with soccer and just hanging out. But those guys are my pastime.
So excellence across the board.
We try. Life isn't perfect, business isn't perfect. We take a lot of losses, myself in business. They take a lot of losses in sports, and we seek excellence, but we understand that pursuing excellence requires a lot of losses too.
Commitment and dedication.
Most definitely. That's definitely important.
So law, and now being an entrepreneur and a restaurant owner,
Right.
Why did you open up a restaurant in the heart of what they would call downtown Deep Ellum? Why did you choose this location?
You know what? I bought a special piece of property in Deep Ellum years ago. Did really well with that property, and then I transitioned that equity to downtown. And I bought a property in downtown Dallas. It was 53,000 square feet. So it's got the office space that my law firm's in. We've got restaurant space, and then we've got a nightclub space that used to be Club Blue, Club Circuit, Club Medusa. And so with all these things working, we had a retail space at the bottom that was unused. I had a restaurant in Houston that I owned that was pretty successful, and I knew Dallas didn't have anything similar to it. And me being from Dallas, I wanted to bring something similar to the city. So we created Kitchen and Cocktails, and we built out the space. We hired a staff of about 100 people, 95% of whom were black or brown, and we brought a really good concept to Dallas. And the city of Dallas has been fantastic. They've shown awesome love to the concept. So I can't wait to show them what I got coming next, which is going to be better.
So with True Kitchen and Cocktail, it's spelled with a K. Cocktail is particularly spelled with a C.
For some people.
So why is it spelled with a K?
I'm a Kappa. We throw K's where we can stick a K.
So you are a member, your lifetime member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated?
I pledged in Paul Quinn College in spring of 1996, and now I'm a life member of the organization as well.
Interesting. So I'm hearing law, family, restaurant, travel, in your downtime. What do you do for self-care?
I watch TV. I like TV a lot. I search the internet. I like to work on business concepts. I enjoy business a lot. Business is my hobby. So my law firm is my job, but even the restaurant downstairs, that's fun for me. You know, I get a chance to create. I get a chance to see people happy, see people have good experiences. So that's a pastime for me. And even with future concepts that I have coming, I get to work with my sons on those things and create with them and create with other people who are important with me in business also. So that's really my pastime.
What about music? Let's talk about music a little bit. Different genres. You know, back in the day, they would say that's my hood. What's your genre of choice?
Well, you know,
preference?
I'm personally a singer. I'm joking.
So you do everything.
I'm joking.
I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
I sing horribly. My preference is probably Jay-Z. I'm a big Jay-Z fan.
Give me your top 5.
Top 5 rappers?
Yes.
Oh, good question. I don't think I'm ready for that one. You gotta give me Jay. You gotta give me Tupac. You gotta give me Biggie. Scarface is definitely on there for me. You know, he's definitely underrated, Scarface. And top 5, you might have to put Drake in that top 5 because he's got a hell of a catalog. So I think that's a pretty solid top 5. I'm pretty against anybody else's.
So we got rap. Now I'm gonna ask you about R&B. Old school and new school. I'm gonna keep it low.
Right.
Top 3 on male and female R&B.
Okay. My number one person I'm rocking with now is The Dream. I don't think his music can be touched. Not only does he sing for himself well, but he's created and written songs for Beyonce and a number of other people. He's up there with me. Everybody's a Beyonce fan. So I'm a Beyonce fan also. Every time she comes to town, we always make sure we have an excuse to get a suite for business, but she's a superstar. And other than, who else could I say? Those are the only 2 that I can think of right now.
What do you value in your personal life?
Hard work, commitment, loyalty. Those things are really, really important to me. The position that I'm in, where I've got really 200 people that work for me, it's important that I teach them the importance of the work ethic. A lot of people don't have a hard work ethic, and I didn't have one when I was younger, so now I'm trying to give them a head start that I didn't have, and to get them to understand that the more work you put in, the more you're going to have. You know, if you like me and you like what I have, then have more than me. You know, there are people who have a lot more than me, who sacrifice more than me, and I respect them for that. But if I have more than you and you work with me, then see my work ethic and try to match it at least. Try to outdo me, and then you're going to have success.
Every morning when you wake up, because everyone has a belief system, whatever that is, be it God or Buddha or whomever, what are your principles in terms of faith in what you do in your morning mantra? Do you pray? Do you meditate?
I don't. I pray at night before I go to bed, but I get up and go to work. I get up and hustle. That's what I do. Wash my face, brush my teeth, and come to work.
The standard.
Yeah, that's the standard. Yeah, try to get on my exercise bike whenever I can. Try to work out. Those are the things that are important to me. But,
so you do work out?
I do now. You know, this past week I worked out 5 days, which is spectacular for me because when this restaurant opened, I was on a great stretch. The restaurant's been open for 4 months. I think in 4 months I probably worked out 5 days in 4 months. But I ate a hell of a lot of chicken and drank some good cocktails, right?
I bet you did.
But now I'm back on this working out though. I think I'm gonna stick with it.
So you basically are dedicated to make sure that you find time for who and what's important. Because obviously your schedule, it's a lot.
Right.
You're an attorney, so you're in court or virtual court.
Right.
You own a restaurant, you have children, you have a family.
Right.
And do you ever feel like you've stretched yourself so thin that you need to self-reflect and find something else to do or not do something else?
Nah, I feel like I need more. I feel like I'm a little different. I feel like I don't have enough obligations. I don't have enough commitments. I don't have enough things to pull at me and things to draw my attention. I want more opportunity, and I'm going to work hard for it if it comes to me.
Is that because you fear losing, or is it just being competitive as a man?
I'm competitive. I don't want to say that I fear losing because I understand that losing is part of the process. You know, you have to take losses to win. Too many people are scared to lose, and that's why they don't gamble. That's why they don't have a growth mindset. I don't mind losing. I probably take more losses than anybody else. You know, I'll take a lot of losses today, and I don't mind that because I know I'm going to win too because I'm going to keep on pushing.
Something a little more casual. What's your favorite color?
Black.
Really? Why?
Black is black. It goes with everything. Man, you know, it's easy to get dressed in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, usually if you see me at work, I'll probably wear jeans and a black t-shirt 3 or 4 days a week. It's because it's easy for me to grab my clothes, get to work, and I don't have to stare in my closet at my suits and decide what to wear. You know, I can come and I can lock in and I can get to work.
Tell me something that, as a teenager, when you look back, or a younger man, when you look back, that you wish you did not do and could change.
Man, that's a million things.
Or just pick one.
You know what? I'm not gonna pick any, because I think all of those experiences have led me to where I am now. I'm very happy with myself and where I am. I'm comfortable when I look in the mirror. And it doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm far from perfect. And again, you hear me talk about all the losses that I take. But anything bad that happened to me in the past is probably necessary for me to be where I am right now. So I accept and I embrace the past, but I'm focused on the future and what I can do to be better.
What would you say to a young man or woman who was interested in either being an attorney or opening up their own business and being an entrepreneur?
Right. Well, the simple answer is that if I've done it or other people have done it, then you can definitely do it as well. As far as being an attorney, you know, you need to study hard when you get to school, especially when you get to college. And GPA is what's going to matter. I wasn't always the best student. I wasn't focused, but when I got to college, something switched, and I said, you know, hey, if I want to have opportunities and if I want to have a good income and be able to provide for my family, then I've got to get a higher level education. So when I went to Paul Quinn, I made sure I did well enough to be able to get to law school, to be admitted to SMU, to UH, to Tulane, and other schools that there's no way I could have gotten into out of high school. You know, I was at Paul Quinn for a reason. I needed to be there. But I switched my mindset and said I wanted to be at a higher level than that. And so that GPA in undergrad is important if you want to be a lawyer. As far as business is concerned, you know, I think people just have to understand that the market is big. We've got 7 billion people in the world, and all of us have needs. So if there's something, if you want to be an entrepreneur, figure out what your niche is. And I was talking to a young entrepreneur yesterday who has a cookie company, and he came to me for advice. And I loved his product, it was fantastic. And I told him, I said, the one thing I don't like is the packaging. The packaging can be better. You need to switch this, switch that. I said, you know, hey, here's a company who's done it. I say all that to say, when you're in business, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know, I'm not the only person selling fried chicken. Before I sold chicken, you know, or created these experiences, I traveled around the country with my sons to go to restaurants in New York, Atlanta, and Miami over a 3-day period so that we can understand what other restaurants are doing. So that we don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we can make a wheel that works for us and that works for Dallas. Before I opened my first restaurant in Houston, I traveled to London, to Paris, and to Barcelona over 3 days, eating 9 restaurants so that the people with me on my team at the time could experience the things that I seen in Europe and can understand why I want a restaurant, the type of service that I want provided to my people. And we're still working to achieve those service standards, but we know what they are. And so we're not reinventing the wheel. There's a wheel that exists, but we're just trying to make it for Dallas.
Just taking time to research and to study and observe.
Yeah.
When people are in certain positions, they shadow others so they don't just open and fail. Because a lot of times black businesses fail, and it could be money, credit,
right.
People, service.
Business is hard. It's hard for everybody, so it's not surprising that it failed, or it's a failure for black people or white people too. But it's part of the process, and anybody who's failed at it, I would just encourage them to have a plan and to work. You know, those who want to do business need a business plan. They need a marketing plan. Too many times people say, hey, I've got a great idea, I'm going to push forward. Okay, well, where's your business plan? Where's your marketing plan? I don't share too many intimate details about True Kitchen and Kocktails in the background, but I'll share this though. I've got a 110-page business and marketing plan, and all of it is thorough detail. So it wasn't us opening up space and just deciding to sell chicken. You know, we really put our time and our thoughts behind this, and my fantastic team that works with me, Chris Petrie, Aaron Brown, Michael Ashton, Carlos Videla, Jose Lopez, my sons Kevin and Christian Kelley. I mean, we put a lot into this concept to ensure that we could have success.
I'm just taking it all in.
Sorry, no, I'm saying a lot of lawyers on top.
An awesome mentor. How do you give back to maybe young men or women in our community? What is your...
Well, we try to never say no. You know, not only me, but my team. If I can't mentor somebody, I'll find somebody on my team that can mentor them. If somebody comes with a good business idea that makes financial sense, but it's not for me, and there's somebody on my team who's available and may be ready to finance it as well. You know, we try to be creative. I mean, there's so many young people who can do 10 times better than me. We've got a generation of young black men and women who can be the next Obama, and it's important that we're open for them. One of the things that we're working to do later, either this month or next month, is to get a group of 12 or so young men and women and to have them meet monthly at the restaurant, just so we can talk about business, talk about life, and kind of see where their mind is. One of the things that we did last summer before the pandemic is we brought in 24 minority students and we let them live a day in their life as a lawyer, or actually I guess a week as a lawyer. And so they came here, they got backpacks, they got polo shirts, they were able to work on actual cases, and they were lawyers for 3 or 4 days. And so hopefully that exposure for those 24 kids will make them understand that they can be attorneys as well if they want to. We give scholarships through a number of programs. We create kids through Paul Quinn College that we've given a full scholarship to. We've given scholarships to kids through the Edmund J. Conrad program through Senator Royce West, who was helpful to me and who mentored me and who still mentors me and looks out for me, just like Mike Sherrella, Paul Quinn does as well. And so we're always looking to give back, not just me, but everybody else on my team. You know, we have dinners here where we'll bring in children from a homeless shelter. We brought in women from an abuse shelter to feed them as well at the restaurant. So there's a lot that we do that we don't publicize and discuss because, you know, we're supposed to do it anyway. But that's how we give back, though.
Service to all mankind.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Why I'm taken away because you have many hats, and a lot of times people just do one thing, or
Right.
they're just one person on any given day.
Right.
You're very versatile, obviously, very well traveled.
Right.
You're like, wow, that may be a de-stressor.
For sure it is.
I am truly thankful for being here today, for getting to know you.
Thank you.
Aside from being, because I dine at your restaurant all the time. I love it. Love
Thank
the
you.
food, your
Really
staff,
appreciate
everything is great. So yeah, we'll possibly maybe have a part 2 sooner or later.
Fair enough.
Thank you for your time again. So,
And let me say thank
yes.
you too. The reason we can even have this interview is because the people that work with me do a fantastic job of freeing me up. So we talk about me being a lawyer and owning a restaurant, but I can't own a restaurant if I don't have a fantastic woman who helps run my firm named Patricia Morgan. If I don't have the other gentleman that I mentioned before, if I don't have a fantastic team of 90 people in the restaurant who work and who are getting better and better at doing their job that allow me to be a lawyer. So I get a lot of credit and a lot of attention. I run away from interviews because I don't want that attention, because I know that there are so many other people that are doing the work to make it possible. So just thank you to all of them who may be looking at the interview. And thank you for your time.
thank you. I appreciate that. Well, guys, you have it, Mr. Kevin Kelley. Thank you for listening and tuning in. That's all the time that we have for today.